5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello fellow humans, Retro Rocket Man here again today. Today we're going to be looking at repainting a Batman Missions Arctic Armour action figure. Got a lot of interesting qualities about it, so I thought I might give it a go. It's got some nice details and plenty of potential. So I'm going to start with opening the packet with my trusty knife here, Mr. Kniffy. Being very careful not to cut myself because it's quite sharp. Fortunately, these blister packs are easy to open. Now, out of the box, but still in the blister, is Batman with his various accessories. First up, I'll put the knife away first. Don't want to go inadvertently cutting myself. Look at these, the nozzle flashes or the blast effects, whatever you want to call them, just a moulded piece of orange plastic. Here's one of his weapons, so there's a left and a right. Got some interesting detail on it, but all just moulded in one colour, like a teal green, greenish blue, a weird sort of colour. And as you can see, the detail's only on one side, the hollow on the other side. And the figure itself, Arctic Armour Batman, he looks pretty cool. He's got these goggles on and interesting colours. He has some articulation, and he has this plain yellow belt, utility belt. Don't like the cape very much. It's very thin, flimsy, and not much to it. Pretty unexciting. It's a standard for these figures. These capes are all pretty much the same. As you can see, his arms move out at the shoulders, and the belt is made of a rubbery material. He has some knee articulation and hip, no ankle or boot swivel, which is typical for this range of figures. And he has this bluish grey also on his boots, gloves and cowl. It's an interesting colour, and the suit is primarily light grey. Stands 6 inches tall, this particular figure, and I think he's going to have a lot of potential for a repaint. Now we're going to start with gunmetal, Tamiya gunmetal. This is a very close match to the central portion of his chest plate area. I wanted to emulate that look throughout his entire costume, covering up all the little geometric patterns and the light greyness of the figure. This is to sort of give it a more uniform look all over. I'm only painting the torso and the legs and the upper arms. I'm leaving the blue portions of the figure because I think this will be a nice contrast to show off the design feature. In my opinion, it's always important to have certain areas that complement the rest of the colours, so you don't have it all one colour. It all gets to be a bit boring. You have to create a lot of interest. Repainting these figures interesting is the key. And typical with these budget sort of figures is the fact that they don't really put any paint applications on the back side, or the side you can't see when they're on the card in the blister pack. So as you can see, it's all basically just one moulded piece of that blue plastic. So I'm giving that the paint treatment as well, just to carry it around to make it look more consistent with the overall finish and what you'd expect from more adult-friendly collectible. And the overall effect, the silvery grey all over, is quite striking, and so far very happy with the way it's going. We're going to be doing some silver highlights to create more contrast and different levels of interest. I'm choosing to paint these gauntlets. There's this banding sculpt on the glove area, so I've decided to paint those silver along with the spikes, which are synonymous with Batman. It's a very common repetitive feature with most Batman designs. So highlighting these will make them stand out. And also transferring that design feature to his boots as well. Now it's time to hit the body or the torso with good old black shoe polish. And I'm not removing it either, it's going to remain to give me a really strong overall effect. I've gotten his belt off, and I'm just going to grime that down with the shoe polish as well, just to age it and weather it, take away that stark, sterile, uniform yellow colour. A little bit of brown to give it even some more interest, giving certain parts of the belt a leather look. Again, this will be a focal point as well on the figure. Now that the other parts of the body have dried, I'm now going to darken down the cowl area, or all the blue areas in general, and just to give them a bit of texture with the good old-fashioned trusty shoe polish. And I will be removing some of this as I go, because I don't want it to be as strong as what is on the body. Still want to show up some of the blue, let it come through, and have contrast as well. Creating textures by dabbing it with a rag, as I've done in previous videos. This is a tried and true method. So as you can see, it's quite dramatically different from how we first started. Has a metallic black look about him. It's quite striking. A bit of brown shoe polish on the skin tones just to show off the sculpt more and to give you a bit more interest as well. More texture on the face. Very simple procedure and technique, and it works really well. Sometimes being just a subtle touch of colour makes all the difference. You can overdo it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It was a lot of fun, and really happy with the way this one turned out. In the glory shots at the end, you'll see that I've also made a new cape and attached that to him. The end result is very satisfying. So this is Retro Rocket Man. We'll see you in the next one. Over and out.